So, what we're going to do today is just talk about translation and reflection. These are the two easiest of the transformations. And then finally, we'll deal with rotation, where you're going to have three different types of rotations to deal with. But translation and reflection are generally pretty easy. The only thing that's kind of difficult in reflection is where the actual line is, and we'll talk about that in a second. So when we do transformations, there's this word called isometric. And isometric means that you're it's going to stay the same shape and size. Okay? So when you do your different transformations, whether it's a reflection, rotation, or translation, that picture, that image should look the same after you apply the transformation to it. So if your picture doesn't look the same as it was before, you did it wrong. Okay? But when we do reflection, we're flipping it across the line of reflection itself. You're going to have x-axis, y-axis, a vertical line, x equals some number. X equals 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, whatever. Y equals, which is a horizontal line, y equals x and y equals negative x. Okay? So, let's look at reflection first. Okay? Now, this picture right here of this quadrilateral, before I have done anything to this, we're going to call this the pre-image. Okay? Pre-image. And so what we do is we're going to have to notate what we call it after the transformation. We're going to call this the image. Okay? And here's what this means. If you're going to do a transformation, a reflection, and I'm going to reflect this over the x-axis, if W is 3 units away from this line of reflection, then the reflection of it is 3 units on the other side. And we're going to mark this image point as W prime. Okay? You're going to have to, now the quiz that you have on Thursday are going to have multiple choice answers. You'll be able to see what they are. Okay? When you do this on paper and pencil yourself for a test, you will have to make sure that you indicate this is the pre-image, this is just W. The image itself is W prime. This is where this point is located after I reflect this over the x-axis. So if V is 1 unit away, then V prime is 1 unit away. If X is 2 units away, X prime is 2 units away. Okay? And Y is 2 units away, so Y prime is 2 units away. And so then, when I connect these together, there it is. This image should look exactly like what the pre-image was. Okay? So if you have a point sitting out here somewhere, and this thing doesn't look the same, then you need to go back and look at your points again. So the more difficult part to this is, where is this line right here? And you're going to have to draw this line on the graph. Now, y equals -1, that is a horizontal line through y equals -1. So this is now my line of reflection, not the x-axis like before. So then we do the same thing that we did before. If E is 1, 2 away from the line of reflection, then E prime is now over here. So this is E prime. If F is 2 away, F prime, 2 away. And sometimes they can share the same point. D is 1 away, so D prime is 1 away. All right, and then at that point, all you do is just connect your lines together. And that's all we have to do. Okay? Does that make fairly good sense? Okay, it's pretty easy. So you can count boxes, you can make that happen. All right, now, y equals negative x, or y equals positive x. If I graph this line, my y-intercept is 0, and my slope is 1. So if I plot this line using my y-intercept at 0, and my slope is up 1 over 1, then the line y equals x is this line right here. Okay? Now here's how we're going to do this. This is a little bit different. Instead of going the number of boxes to the line, the number of boxes over here, you can't do that, it's diagonal. You're going to do this. If L, we're going to do horizontal and vertical. So L is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So L prime is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is L prime. Does that make sense? So K is 1, 2, 3, 4. K prime, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then M, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's my image. All right? And that's all I've done is taken this and I've flipped it over this line y equals x. Okay? Does that make sense? You with me? It's pretty easy. Okay. All right, so that's reflection. Okay? Where is the line x equals negative 2, by the way? Let's just draw this out really quickly. How do I find that? Is it a vertical line or a horizontal line? It's a vertical line. Okay, and that's the only thing that you really have to know in this one right here is it's a vertical line through x equals negative 2. All right, so then we just go ahead and draw the pre-image points. U is 3 away, U prime 3 away, S is 2 away, S prime 2 away, and then we just go ahead and connect everything together. Okay? The biggest thing there is just making sure that you know how to graph that line. All right. So then when we get into translation, okay? A translation is just taking an image and sliding it in some direction. Okay? And this direction is right here. This is kind of like a vector. Okay? We're going to use this. This tells me how many places to go horizontally, how many places to go vertically. X is horizontal, Y is vertical. Okay? So it's a positive 4, a negative 2. So this means that I'm going to go to the right 4, down 2 for every point. So I'm going to go to the right 4, down 2. That's S prime. Right 4, down 2. That's T prime. Right 4, down 2. That's Q prime. And then right 4, down 2. That's R prime. And then we just connect it. All right. Clear? We good with that? Okay. Do you have any questions?